This is our 2007 VW Transporter, and this was destined for the scrapyard before we got it donated to us. And as you can see, there's a few parts missing from it. Mainly
engine and gearbox.
Engine and gearbox. So what was originally in this was a 2.5 turbo diesel. However, we don't want to do that. We want to make it more powerful. We want to make it bigger. We want to have a lot more fun with this. So how are we going to do it? Well, those of you in the know will have probably seen that this is an engine out of an Audi RS4 B7, and it's a 4.2 V8. Revs to about 8,250, and brake horsepower was about
420-ish, I think, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah. So, is that good enough though?
No, it's never good enough.
Not for our standards. We want this to be fun. Stay with us because we'll show you how we're going to hopefully make, well, there's no hopefully about it, we're going to make this a lot more bigger, badder, a lot more fun to drive than it would be as a 2.5 diesel. We have done this conversion before. However, what we had was the Audi wiring loom running alongside the Transporter wiring loom, because they both speak at different languages. One's very much analog and one's very much digital, and they don't talk to each other. So we would have the ECUs for the Audi just running the engine and the wiring loom, and then everything else was controlled by the ECU for the Transporter. And that made it really complicated and hard to diagnose stuff. So we're going to make it a lot easier this year, and what we're going to do is just put in the wiring loom from the Audi and work from that way. So all of the Transporter stuff we're going to virtually take out and use the Audi B7 wiring looms. It's nice and simple, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Easy.
Yeah, that took a long time to get out, and we should have labelled stuff up. We just spent half an hour just taking stuff apart,
remembering where it went.
Yeah, because we forgot to mark it up. But it's pretty much straightforward. That's all your wiring loom at the front for the engine. You've got your under dashboard stuff here, and then down the sides you've got your wiring for your doors.
And that's all the rear lights.
And the rear lights and battery in the boot. So yeah, it's quite a lot of wiring to do. So that's one of the issues that we're going to be facing. But there is a good bit of news. We have been shopping this week, and it's easy for me to say, I fell upon a bargain. Would you like to come and have a look at these bad boys? We were going to put the RS4 brakes and discs on, but they're brilliant, really good, but obviously we wanted a bigger stopping power, a lot better. So we found some RS6 calipers and discs. Now, this was from a gentleman that we found on Facebook Marketplace. He'd already had them powder coated, as you can see, in yellow, which I actually like. I was going to do them red, but I actually like the yellow. So the only issue is we've got to try to find out what colour this is and do the rear brakes to match these, the rear calipers to match these. And we also need to find some rear wavy discs as well for the back. So they're the front ones. What we've also got to do as well, what we're going to do today, they're the hubs for our Transporter, and they're a different stud pattern. So we need to drill out the brakes to match these. Luckily, we've actually got a hub outside, haven't we? We're going to throw away for Scrapman from the old one. So we can use that to transfer.
We can practice.
Yeah, practice, so we don't make a mess of it. So we'll do that today. Not sure about the wiring. I think we'll leave the wiring for today.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. So what I'll do, I'm going to I'll use this to mock it up, put this in the vise. I'll drill out the discs, and I need to make some spaces because they don't fit.
It's not just a bolt-on kit, is it?
Unfortunately, it's not a bolt-on kit, but what we'll use is some automotive timber, and we can make it that way.
Is that rated for stopping?
As long as you don't go too long, it starts burning. Yeah, we'll use that just as a template, and then we'll get them made up out of metal. We'll send them to be powder coated, and we'll strip the back brakes as well. We have got all the pistons as well for them. They're in a box. Chap gave me them. I hope they're all there. He says, "Oh, here's pistons and a load of rubbers." And I was like, "Thanks for that." So we're going to build them back up, and we need a pipe for the bottom as well. But we'll sort that out in a minute. You're going to handle prop shaft?
Yeah, I'm going to finish it off from...
And then we'll come back with another bit of exciting news, let's say, to show you how we're going to get the brake horsepower a little bit more with two little things that we've purchased. We were going to keep the brakes off the RS4 donor vehicle that we got. However, looking around on Facebook, we found these Audi RS6 discs and calipers on Facebook Marketplace, and we got them at a really good price. And the difference is quite astonishing, really. So that the front discs on the Transporter, they're 308mm, and the calipers are just a single pot caliper, whereas on the Audi they are a 390mm disc with a 6-pot caliper. Now the only difference is obviously the hub centres are the same, but the stud diameters are different. 5x112 on the Audi and 5x120 on the Transporter. So what we did was, as you can see, decided to drill out them to 5x120. No glasses?
This is my camera face.
Oh, is that your camera face?
This is my concentrating face.
Oh, and the
Can
camera
you tell the difference?
The camera face?
Camera face.
It's like Batman.
See?
Yeah. Hello, Bruce Wayne.
Right, well, Andy's been messing about over there. I've chopped this out. This part needed to come out for the prop shaft to fit through without catching. You can see that.
You'll get underneath. All right.
So, notched. So I just need to fill it back in to put strength back into it. Same with another one, which is under here. I've had to do the same with that. Just for prop shaft to clear. And then
what size? What thickness is the metal that you use in there?
Same as this, 1.5.
Okay. Cool.
So I'll just tack it in place. You see that?
Oh, sorry. Concentrating face.
Concentrating face.
Sorry, I didn't recognise you then.
Did you not?
No, I thought you were somebody different. I was going to say, what are you doing in here?
Yeah, who are you?
I saw somebody welding last night and they had anti-splatter spray.
Oh yeah.
It looked like just water that they were spraying on.
Yeah, you're supposed to spray it inside tip, to keep tip clean.
Yeah.
But I've always found whenever I've used it, first part of welding it you do afterwards is rubbish.
Alright.
It sort of spits a load of go out. So.
Right, can I get on to my
Yeah, you can do yours.
messing about, as you called it?
Yeah, you got into your messing about.
Yes, that's so I can't hear you swearing while you're sticking stuff together underneath the van. So Alex is underneath the van at the moment, and all I've done, he's just sticking stuff together really with welder. Nothing really important. I'm doing the hard work and doing the brakes. So what I've done is I've just ran a tap through the holes and cleaned up the mating faces to get rid of the powder coat where if there's powder coat in between them, you need to get rid of that. So that's the caliper as is. So we just need to, that's the hub and the disc bolted together. All we need to do now is very carefully put the bolts in, and again I've just run the tap through to clean up the threads. We're going to get new nuts and bolts obviously, but we're just using these at the moment. And all I'm doing is just setting these in place to make a spacer, measure out for a spacer. And what I want to do is get that, I don't know if you can see there, but what I'm trying to do is obviously get that in the centre. To measure out what size spacer we are going to need. So as you can see, the disc and the caliper is virtually straight now. So that means we need to make a spacer that thickness. And again, we're going to use automotive timber. Just get a rough measurement. What, sorry?
I hope you're using brake grade.
Brake grade, yeah. I don't. Will that diff grade that we had earlier on, will that do from last week? Oh no. Oh. Looks like a 9 milli. Thank God I've turned your microphone off. What I've done is I've made a template, just roughly following this actually. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it out of timber, put it onto the caliper, make sure it lines up, and then if it does, what I'll do is I'll just refine it a little bit and then send it to the engineers just to get them to cut it out of some nice thick steel for us. So cut it out of automotive grade timber first, and then we'll see how it looks. Oops. Oh, look at that. That's bang on. Right, there we go. Would you like to just hold the camera or steady the camera? Yeah. And I shall go around this side. Tools everywhere, but that's my bracket that I made in timber, in cardboard, then transferred it to timber, which is in between there. And as you can see now, it's centered in the disc. So we've just got to get a piece of metal made, same thickness as that, and that'll do us. So is this what you've been doing all afternoon? Well, we've had all that swearing.
Yeah.
I had to turn his microphone off, viewers, because he was swearing, because he was welding upside down. And blobs of weld were going on his little arms, weren't they, mate?
They were.
It was quite funny.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
It was like Homer. Now we get a better look from up here anyway, if she welded it on the inside here.
That one from inside.
and then it's all been sealed anyway. But there you go, that's cleared the prop shaft, and he's also done one back there as well. So he's notched 3 of them, and like I say, put the strength back into it with these plates, so same thickness. And now the prop shaft goes in, and that's on. We just got to fill that in as well, haven't we? And then put the floor in and make the tunnel back up.
Yep.
Right, that's a better angle, showing your notches, and we can also show your carrier support. So that's for the centre bearing support. So it's welded to the chassis there, and to the straight through to the floor there as well, isn't it? Yeah. So that's nice and strong. And then we just put some brackets on. We're going to put some rubber bushings on there. Well, that's that. That's all done. So all we need to do now is from here, we need to take a measurement to the back. Have you got a tape measurement? Oh, look at that. Right, buddy. I'll hold up the broken prop shaft, or the little prop shaft. God, it's tiny.
Yeah, what we're doing, measure it from centre of that?
Yeah, measure from centre of that to that. Right. Oh. Go on, I've got it there. I've got it there. You hold it.
Looks like 103.
Okay.
1030.
1030.
Yeah.
Right, okay, perfect. So that's extending it by about another 400 mil, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay, we'll get that done. We'll get it measured up. Not measured up, we'll send it down to, who we send it to?
I think last time it was Prop Shaft Clinic.
Down
Bradford, I think it
is
is.
it Bradford or I thought it was
Bradford.
no, it wasn't. It was yeah, it was down Cross Green.
It was.
Right, we'll take it there. Right, that'll do. So with big stopping power, we need some something big to push us down the road, don't we? We said it was doing 420 brake.
420-ish, yeah.
Right, so we bought some snails. My wallet took a pounding on this, didn't it?
If we had to resuscitate it.
Yeah.
and you.
Defibrillator on it. So these are the new turbos, hybrid turbos, that are going to be going on the van. So they are a lot smaller than, I think we had Garrett G35s before. Yeah. These are smaller, however, they've got a different fan inside them.
Fan?
Yeah. So you can't really see it, but it's got like a...
It's got like a curl to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, like a double blade as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And they are smaller. As you can see, they're a hell of a lot lighter. The company that we got them off, I can't remember the name of the company now. So my apologies. We will tell you next week when I get it up. But we'll tag them in the video. We've been talking to them for a little while. Smaller inlets and outlets for the water and oil. Yeah. So that helps us out as well. But like I say, they are extremely light turbos, and they should push it, they were saying, to 1,000 brake horsepower quite easily, shouldn't they?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping as well.
Yep. So 420 at the moment. We've got 2 of these. And like I say, I'm going to push it to hopefully 1,000 brake horsepower, as near as we can, damn it. If we can get to 1,000, we are going to. I think last time we were running 0.8 bar on boost. These can handle, what did he say, about 1.5?
Yeah, quite a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more, 1.5. So there we go. That's what's going to go on. They are going to go somewhere in there, around about there. One either side. What we've got to do now is have a chat with a friend of ours to come and do the manifolds. So we need some manifolds making either side to them. Now we've had a chat with a friend of ours. He does it as a living for a company, and he's going to come and do this as a bit of a favour for us. So unfortunately we can't say or show what he's doing. We can once we get them done, I think, are we going to get them ceramic coated?
Yeah,
So
it got warm under bonnet last time. Didn't
yeah,
it?
so we'll get them ceramic coated, but we'll show you them anyway once they're on. And like I say, we want to get them there nice and central, and then get the exhaust mounted as well. Then once we do that, we'll put the wiring loom in, 2-minute job. Put the wiring loom in, fire it up, make sure it's running, make sure things are working. Once we do that, then we can strip it down. So we need to look at the engine because, like I say, there's oil on this bank, isn't there?
Yeah, a bit of an oil problem on that side.
Yeah, so we need to find out what that is. That side's okay, it's just this side. So we need to find out what that is. We put a bore scope down it, but we can't really see that much, can we?
Doesn't look bad inside, does it?
So the only thing to do is strip it down, put new chains on anyway, new tensioners, make sure it's 100% bulletproof. So we don't want to put these things on and then discover it's not going to accept them or like them, is it? So we'll do that, and then once we've done that, we can start tidying up all the engine bay as well, can't we? Getting it ready for paint.
Yeah.
So that's the plan, but we'll leave it at this week. So thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next week. So it's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.